welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Fire Cup number 10 playoffs broadcast. We have returned with the upper bracket finals. I now have some caffeine to keep me going. Fun fact: I didn't need any caffeine for the 15-hour cast days of EWC. I didn't need. We did like 3 15-hour cast days in a row. I barely got any sleep. I didn't need any caffeine for that. But here, again, I've been barely getting any sleep. I've been getting like maybe 4 hours sleep sort of stuff for the past couple of days, just because of all the casting, because of we just wrapped up Sparkling Tuna Cup. We did have a Fire Cup this morning as well. It's been a little bit more chaotic, so I had to get some caffeine inside me. But we're good to go. We'll be okay. We'll make it. I see someone in the chat asking about Shameless's response to the 12 pool hatch block and the all-in. Unfortunately, it was just really difficult because we should have emphasized it earlier as well. Again, sorry, I'm just a little bit sleep deprived, but it was just a really rough setup there, just because of the hatch block. It meant that it was easier to get us around on the first gateway to focus it down. From my understanding in that position, and again, it's only from my understanding, there may be different ways, of course, to respond, would be for a forge defense, where you would pull extra boys down to help protect the zealot, to make sure it doesn't get surrounded, to make sure you can maintain the low ground and save the second gateway at least. But you'd have to throw it in a forge to get your own cannons up and running. The reason why forge defense would be applicable there is because your gateway production is limited, just because you can only make 1 unit at a time, and even then the first zealot is vulnerable as well. So we see a lot of Protoss players go for a forge to get cannons to help support their probes and to help support their zealots and to maintain that position. Typically, at least, that's what we've seen. But we're now getting into our fresh series. We're now getting into our best of 5, by the way. Best of 5, not a best of 3. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have our yellow Zerg player. We have a yellow Zerg. It is Wayne. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. It is Strange. And if you're in the chat, it's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our best of 5. Whew, here we go. As we are jumping into a fresh best of 5, winner of this series will advance on to the grand finals. The loser will be knocked down to the lower brackets. As you saw the bracket earlier, it is a double elimination format, which means our players both have a second life, so they do have that safety net underneath them to keep them going, to keep them afloat. Meanwhile, a big shout out to FaZe. Big shout out to FaZe here in the chat. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime for 3 months. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. Thank you. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Hope you enjoy. Let's go. So caffeine before bed. True. It's my first time having coffee all month. I think I've said this before. Usually I only ever drink coffee for casts like this. Like deep late at night casts where I'm a little bit too fatigued. So it's like a once a month sort of thing. Or sometimes not even. Once every couple of months. We gotta break the glass, break in case of emergency, to stay awake for more StarCraft. Let's go. Let's go. Until then, we do have our openers, Stargate opener at a Strange, and welcome to Maganatha. Once again, Maganatha is known for being a much larger map, but known for longer games. If you recall, the last time we were here on Maganatha with Wayne, he went for an all-in. He went for Ling Hydra, I want to say borderline all-in or a timing attack. Very committed, I should say. Regardless, he was able to break Shameless on 3 bases just before Shameless could really build up and get into a semblance of an army. Just before we could get into the mid-game, Shameless was shut down early on at his 3rd. Meanwhile, typically Strange does take a different approach. Strange is typically less macro-oriented, and we see Strange time and time again go Glaive Adepts. We've actually seen Strange versus Wayne quite often in recent months, and it does often go the way of Strange. Like, he's just so aggressive, and it's so difficult to keep up. With a Void Ray opener, the goal here is to hunt down the Overlord, is to deny vision at the bases, and to then go for early tech. Potentially. We could play Standard Oracle into a 3rd base, into a more standard game state, into a Forge, or we could see a faster Twilight Council. So we'll keep an eye on our players. Keep it on. There it is, Twilight Council. Twilight Council on the way. So this is an early Twilight Council, so we are expecting Glaive Adepts. Now, Strange, he has adapted the hell out of Wayne many times, and we'll see if he can do it again. Wayne has been having a hard time keeping up with the aggression of Strange, at least historically. We'll see if that continues. Extra gateways on the way. Currently, we have a 4-gate setup, so 4-gate glaives. We could go up to 2 more and go up to 6-gate glaive adepts. We'll see how committed Strange intends on being. Now, bearing in mind, there it is, 2 more, 6 in total. This is very committed here. So 6-gate glaive adepts here by Strange. I'm assuming the glaives are on the way because there's no forge. As the first handful of vanilla adepts move out, they shade into the mineral line. They already got a couple of drone kills earlier with the oracles, and now another 5 drones going down. 5 in total, I should say. Not bad. So it was with just purely adepts. Alongside the oracles, there we go, 5 drone kills. Meanwhile, there we go, glaives are on the way, as we did mention. The reason why we assumed this was glaives, 1, because it's Strange and he's very fond of glaives, but also because there was no forge. No forge, no +1, no upgrade, so glaives are the typical answer. They are the typical upgrade. Third base is being saturated. Adepts are building up. They're banking up back at home. You see they're banking up in the main. And currently Wayne has no idea. Now Wayne thankfully did go for a safety roach horn, and he has SimCity here with his Evo chamber. So Wayne, he is in position to wall off, to fully wall this area off to protect his natural. But he still has a scout, and he has yet to confirm. He pokes in, sees some adepts with these adepts from earlier. Like, this is not a tell. This is not a tell. Massive warp in after the Lings leave, and here comes the army. Now remember, there's no robo, there's no warp prism, we're just warping in from back at home. But here we go, we're shading across. And thankfully Wayne, he's making a handful of safety roaches that will help. But only 5. So 5 safety roaches. Hydrogen is now on the way. Getting to +1 range. Strange has arrived, he does focus on the queens. Gets 1. He's gonna get 2. Gonna get all 3. 3 queens go down. Do we get all 4? Oh god. Yeah, sniping some roaches. Shade is denied. So far, full wall here at the natural. But adepts, they break through the queens. Now they're getting to the middle. No. The late reaction by Wayne. The late reaction. 12 drones. 14, 15. An entire mineral line goes down, and he can just fight the roaches. To be honest, he can just fight this. Oh, adepts, they do shade past. All the adepts together could clean up the roaches, but it's a little bit fragmented. And with that, Wayne, he will hold on to his third, but that's still going to be 22 drones, 23 drones going down. Adepts, they don't quite make it in. There it is, there's the shade. Oh, he slips in. Yeah, the wall is just 1 second too late. It does slip into the bases, but looks like he will cancel the shade. Wayne, sorry, Strange will back off. And Strange, what's he doing from here? Double robo mode production. He's on full 3-base saturation. Strange, he does have the better economy. He's on 3 bases. We do see the 4th base is still not saturated for Wayne. Wayne trying to recover, but Adepts still, sorry, the Oracle coming back in. Kills the Queen. Oh my god, just barely. Takes down the Queen, denies any kind of mining. Brutal damage here at the 3rd. And Wayne is in a rough position. Void Ray denies the Spore here at the 4th base. Oh, god. I mean, the Queen's being sniped earlier means there's only one. This is the final Queen. This is the only Queen left. The only Queen in this game. Get out of here. No. Again, the Adept sniping Queens earlier did play a part in this. Void Ray pulls away. More Adepts rocking up. No Spore here at the 3rd. And Wayne is completely torn apart. He cannot keep up, he cannot defend. Not anymore. Not like this. Not like this. Oh god, this would be Zerg players in the chat. Look away, Papi. Look away. Por favor. Nice counterattack at Wayne though, okay. Roaches, they bust into the main base, the natural, and the 3rd. Wayne trying to cause some havoc here. He's getting some counter damage done. He will lose 25 drones. He's still losing more, by the way. He's losing 25 drones across the map. But he will get 17 probes, not bad. Does get some counter damage done. These roaches, they do more than they should have. Even trading against stalkers. So Wayne is not going down without a fight. His economy may be crippled, and he may be losing the army, but he's still in this. Now, the problem with what just happened here, this was a really nice counterattack. 18 probes. But what did Wayne lose? 56 drones. Now Wayne, he has been redroning, he has been resaturating, but what does that mean? That means that the army of Wayne is non-existent. Let's look at the unit stat. 5 roaches. Oh, sorry, 4, 3, soon to be 2. This is all we have left. 2 roaches. That is the army of Wayne. Now he is now producing some roaches, but what this means is that Strange, he should soon counterattack. And when I say soon, he's of a like mind. He will. Prism is on the way. This tells us that he's going to be pushing. He's going to be pushing once a Prism does arrive, and Wayne should not be able to defend. Because he sustained all that economic damage, that is why the army is so small, that's why the army is not quite ready, and that's why Wayne is vulnerable, because of all that droning up he has been doing to recover. And yep, here it comes. Here comes the main army. It's going to be 5 Immortals. It's a lot of Immortals. 16 Zealots. Of course, the Warpers alongside this. Now we'll see if Wayne can pull off that defense. If he can, that'll be impressive. Now the Immortals will start stepping in. Wayne cannot take a head-on fight. He has to take it slow. He has to try to buy whatever he can, pick off some key units like this, take down 1, 2, 3 Zealots. Picks off the Zealots, backs off, tries to bow down. Take down more Zealots as well. Just picking away at the army. Oh! Nice dodges. Nice wiles. Nice dodges against the wiles. Expansion goes down. More Zealots have arrived. Wiles, they do connect. Takes down an Immortal. Likewise, 2 Immortals wasting DPS here on eggs. But it's still too much. It's still too much Protoss. That's Wiles. They take down the Void Ray. The Wiles have been solid. The Wiles got a Void Ray. The Wiles, they got an Immortal earlier as well. This time they will not connect. And Strange still forcing his way forward. Looks like he will lose another Immortal. Another 2 Immortals. Where's the Prism? Prism is too far back. Ooh, as another Immortal goes down, the Wiles have been crazy. Again, Wayne microing very, very well here, connecting well. And Strange has been slipping up. He has been miscontrolling. Likewise, Strange has been missing Warpins. You can see Strange, he has a bank, and he pulls away. Yeah, again, if he was a little bit more attentive with his army, he could have just kept pushing, could have kept going into a win. But it has taken too long. Wayne survives. Ooh, Wayne, he does survive. Oversaturated is not ideal, but he does survive regardless. The armies, they pass by each other. Wayne waddling across the map. We could end up in a weird base trade. Let's take on those roaches. Do we recall? There it is. It does recall back home. A couple of Immortals are left behind. Did you notice? Somewhat. Likewise, stuck with move command for a moment there. No cloak. No cloak, that's still a lot of Immortals. No cloak? What? Sorry, I meant to say no detection. I know. It's like 3 AM, okay? Calm down. No detection. As we do lock down the army regardless, and now there are observers. Tries to burrow away. No! Free damage. As roaches, they get cleaned up. As Strange, he, despite not necessarily killing his opponent, did cripple him. And Strange, he still has the greater main army in a head-on fight. I do still favor Strange 100%. As he has a terrifying force with Hammer with 8 Immortals against 7 roaches. 7 roaches and 3 Ravagers. Ay, ay, ay. So here we go. Wayne pushing forward. Wayne, sorry, Strange pushing forward. In between the bases. Zealots, I peel off into the mineral line. And again, there's just not really much of an army left. GG gets called, and with that, Strange, he will take lead in the series. He will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Strange will take a lead. Shout out to Wayne. Wayne, he did almost defend. It was a very impressive defense out of Wayne to be able to get the most out of that. He was able to pick off and snipe Void Rays, snipe Immortals. Again, Wayne should have been dead then and there, and he survived. He survived a little bit longer. Still did fall, still did go down, which was more expected, especially after losing, what was it, 54 drones. He lost so many workers. That was game-ending damage. Despite that, he was able to hold his own, have a bit of a presence before tapping out. And that leads us into game number 2. And I'll be honest, I expect to see more depths. Maybe not in every game, but I do expect to see more depths throughout the course of this series. Game 2, Game 3, potentially Game 4 and 5. We'll see. Just catching up with the chat. Catching up. Este Flipper Flapjack. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Ga, papi. Seemingly forgot to start the claves for like 30 seconds there. I wonder if it'll make a difference. Oh. He was fine, papi. He did well. He did well. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Leylands, we have the yellow Zerg player. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can make a series out of this. The pressure is on. It is Wayne. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player leading the series 1-0. And we'll see if he can extend that lead and maintain all of that momentum. It is Strange. What? Us? Go. And again, Strange was just able to snowball out of control with those glaive adepts. Wayne, he was doing a great job when it came to walling off his natural and denying the adepts from shading into his natural or his main base, but they still found damage elsewhere. Sniping queens, sniping roaches, and of course overwhelming the drone count in the mineral line, dealing crippling damage. Again, it was what, 54 drones throughout the course of that game. It was insane damage, and Wayne just could not sustain those losses. And we'll see how Strange will open up this time. Again, I do expect to see more depths throughout the course of the series, but game 2, we might mix it up. I'm not saying he'll play standard, but you know, he might do something different, like rush into Sky Toss or something like that. Okay, we are good so far. Hatch gas full. Standard opener here out of Wayne. Likewise, a gate expanded to Cybercore out of Strange. Everything so far looking as it should be. The pylon has been placed for our tech of choice. I wouldn't put it past Strange going for a Twilight Council opener, and there it is! Twilight Council out of Strange. Let's go! Does open Twilight Council. Now, this doesn't have to be Glaive Adepts. It could be DTs. It could be a DT-based opener into an Archon drop, or we could pull out of gases. So our eyes are going to be on these gases. Now, if we pull one out of each gas geyser, there should be 4 gate glaives. If we stay in the gases, it should be Dark Templar, or technically, we could stay in gases and what get lost. We could go glaives and DTs. Could do both. For now, staying in gas. Throws down extra gateways. I'm expecting, again, Dark Shrine, or we might go for the Strange opener. True. Might go for the Strange. Yeah, there it is, Glaives. Glaives are on the way. Stays in gas. Now, what is the Strange opener here? Strange, there is a build that he popularized like a year ago, maybe probably more than that at this point, where you open up Glaives. I was going to say Glaives without a Robo. Robo is thrown down. How hard are we going to commit here? I said it before, if we stay in gas, this could be both. This could be Glaives plus DTs. Forge. Okay. Interesting. I want to say that we saw this during the group stage. So Forge gets thrown down. This is going to be for +1 for upgrades. And this is most likely going to hit with the Immortals, not with the Glaive Adepts, but with the follow-up after the Glaives. So it's going to be a bit of a 1-2 punch. Of course, big delay in the third. No third base whatsoever. You can see Wayne is in position to scout, but the third is heavily delayed here in favor of upgrades, in favor of course, tech. +1 has begun, but again, it will kick in for quite some time. It's a lot of adepts. Now, what I find peculiar is he went Robo, no War Prism. Remember that, no War Prism with this, despite the Robo. Glaives is done, Adepts self-threatened Shades. Wayne is ready for this. Wayne did go for a safety Roach Warren into just under a 5-minute layer timing. So really nice setup here by Wayne. Wayne, he is set up. But remember, it's not about the first Adepts. It's about the Immortals, and it's about +1. It's about the follow-up timing. Like, this is turning into a 2-base all-in. And I believe the goal here for Strange is not to commit with the Adepts, to keep them alive, to bolster his army. Going for the Bay on 2 bases. Going into Colossus? Okay. Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook. Here we go, the army's starting to break out. Bay is almost done. And we shouldn't be pushing without the Colossus. But this is, again, a very quirky build here. That is strange. It's very strange. Yeah, true, true. Wayne, he's not droning. He's droning up a little bit, but he's still staying on a lower worker count and committing into Ling Bane Roach. Ling Bane Roach. Ling Roach Raptor. No Banelings yet. As the first Colossus is on the way, it's halfway done. I feel like we don't want to push without the first Colossus. Like, I feel like that's one of the big reasons for this build. Is that Colossus follow-up, but sure. Strange moving out. As he moves out, Lings, they move in to deny the expansions. Lings and Roaches as well. Oh my god, very committed counterattack. Strange is racing back home. Roaches, they shut down the pylon. They're going for the Nexus. Nexus is surrounded, and the Nexus, it looks like it will be cancelled. Oh yeah, that is brutal. But never mind, saves it. Saves the base. Oh my god. Oh, recalls? I feel like a bit of a misclick there. Does recall over, that's going to be on cooldown. Prism is now on the way, and this should hit, like, with the main army. Just wait for the War Prism, and then it's time to move out. And this might even just hit with +2. Coincidentally. Might hit with +2. Say might, it will hit with +2. From the side of Wayne, he has been droning, but it's been very sporadic. Like, Wayne, he committed so much to Ling Roach production early on that is hurting him, actually. And now he's rushing into a Hive. The Hive is on the, oh god, the Hive is on the way. Infestation bit is done. No safety infestors. No, shall we get away with this? I'm not too confident in Wayne's ability to defend after being this greedy. Getting another expansion. Strange moving in, he will punish those roaches. It's a lot of roaches going down. Files, they graze the army. But this is a terrifying force, and that's a lot of force fields. Files, they once again they do graze some of the units. One Bile connects. The hatchery is gonna go down. We just have non-stop force fields. And Wayne is just being bullied back. Yeah, +2 does kick in. Nice battles here towards the end. A couple of them will, again, connect with the main army. Battles just trying to buy some time, just trying to slow this down. More roaches getting caught out. Oh, yeah, some okay force fields. Still more. Yeah, still more force fields. Prison going into the main. The left side do shade in. Drone's going to be going down. Getting 4 workers in the main. Catching our Ravagers as well. Yeah, and with that, I believe Strange has none of the boys being pulled into the Colossus. Oh, no, the Colossus! The Colossus is low. The Roach Forms exposed. Brutal force fields locking down those roaches. There's no escape. Not like this. As the Roach Form has fallen, and this is all you get. What you see is what you get. The boys, the final stand. Wayne, can he hold? Oh, God. Surrounds the Immortals at least. The Immortals, they are going to fall. He gets one. He gets one Immortal, but only one. There we go. He can maybe get the second. Colossus is targeted. Takes down the Immortal as well. But what about the Gateway Army? As Strange will snowball out of control. GG gets called, and Strange will take a 2-0 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Now, we did expect glaives multiple times in this series, but this was a more peculiar build. Remember, this was 4-gate glaives with a robo into a delayed forge without a prism, without a warp prism, instead going into +1, instead going into early immortal production, into a later third base, into eventually a +2 Colossus timing. Like it took a while for the build to really come into its own, but we got there in the end, and yeah, that was devastating. As the army could not be stopped. Again, even though Wayne, he was ready for a Ling Roach counterattack and a Ling Roach run by, like he just wasn't able to get much done. He was shut down at home as well. He was expecting and hoping that Strange would be active and move out, but that's not the case. That's the case. And with that, we're now getting into game number 2. Let's go. Sorry, number 3. Getting into game 3. Strange's up 2-0, and we'll see if Wayne can make a series out of this. Oh boy. See if he can make a series. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping we can get some more games out of our players, but pressure is on. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the yellow Zerg player, himself. Ooh, down in the series, down heavily. One more mistake, one more misstep, and that will cost him his tournament life here. We'll see if he can bring it back. It is Wayne. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have Zabona, we have the red Protoss player, we have the red Protoss leading the series 2-0, 1 game away from claiming the series and advancing on to the grand finals. It is Strange. Go. Getting into game 3. Now, do we glaive? The answer is yes, but how do we glaive? That is the real question. Go for a greedy opener, a tech-heavy opener, a more aggressive start. Strange can be a hard one to read, for sure. For now, hatch gas pool, standard opener out of Wayne. Likewise, gate expand out of Strange. Like, the openers have been standard all series long. It isn't about the opener, it's about the, again, early tech of choice. Do we open up Twilight Council or Stargates? And even if we go Stargates, do we make even use of the tech available? Cool shot on the green screen. Yeah, I'm blending into the fire. Oh no. I'm becoming one with the cup. I haven't looked at it yet. Yeah, look, it's like it's like my body has caught fire. Oh no. Oh no. Not like this. Stargate Opener. Meanwhile, you have a take of choice. Stargate Opener here out of Strange. Stargate into Oracle or into Void Ray again. We already saw that once in the series. Void Ray into Twilight Council. Did see that in game 1. Meanwhile, very fast Eva Chamber out of Wayne. Okay, with this fast Eva Chamber rushing into plus on melee, rushing into a Lane Flood. More importantly, we're staying in gas. Alright, of course, for melee. Yeah. He still stays in though. So, plus on melee into Link Speed. Now, the way this works here is that you start melee first, then you go into Link Speed. This is a Link Flood. This is straight up a Link Flood here out of Wayne. Not going for a Bane Bust, as it does pull out of gas, but the only gas that Wayne had was for both these upgrades. So again, this is going to be a Link Flood. Strange back at home, Void Ray Opener, not Oracle. Third base is not being taken. Strange for the first time this series going for a third before tech, like Stargate Opener into a third. Typically we see a Twilight Council by now, and we're still looking. Where is that council? Where's the Twilight? Oh, and okay, you have my attention. So Void Ray Opener into Oracle into not Glaive for the first time. Not Glaive Depths in the series. We're rushing into Skytoss. Now this is going to be either a Tempest or a Carrier Rush, but that's going to be a Fleet Beacon, second Stargate into double Stargate production. Very aggressive here. Oh, sorry, I say very aggressive. Very tech heavy from Strange. And Wayne, I believe, is going for a bust. I believe Wayne can win this. Wayne, he can end the game. So remember, Wayne, he rushed into early upgrades. He rushed into +1 melee. He rushed into Link Speed. The one thing that he's missing here is the Baneling Nest, and the Baneling Nest is halfway done. And this should be for a massive all-in. And you can see here, Link's at banking up back at home. It's a lot of Zerglings on the way. Wayne, he will cut workers at 43. Let's cut them early. Here come the Lings. They will hit the third. Hit the third base. Likewise, Lings, they actually flood into the bases. The wall was open. He scouts the tech. He does confirm what's going on. Boys are being pulled. The pylon is going to be targeted. Will depower everything. Very nice snipe here from Wayne. And again, Strange. The wall should not have been open. 8 probe kills, and he gets a full surround. That's going to be a kill on the third. Doesn't even need the Bane Bust. Not even. And with that, Wayne, now he's droning. Up. He has taken a massive lead. He kills the third base. He gets 9 probe kills. He depowers the Stargates and delays the Skytoss. And Strange is in a rough position. Now, he is working, I should say, that he at least is aware that Wayne is working towards a lair. So a bit of a later lair here at Wayne. So a later Spire. Later Hydroden. There is a window in time. But these carriers can be active. But it's not going to be easy. So I'm moving out. Don't think it's safe for you to be lit. Oh no. I will be okay. Whatever it takes to stay awake. We'll be okay. As our carriers do move out, we can see Wayne getting ready here for that bust. We're going to push into said natural. Spire is on the way as well. Carriers are revealed, and here comes the bust. A lot of Banelings going to be required. Actually, they ignore the natural. They go straight for the third instead, going for secure damage. Okay, Banelings, they crash in, they take down the pylon, they depower the shield battery. And they should break the expansion. There's just one Void Ray to defend. And that should not be enough. At the same time, the carriers are deflected. Gonna be zoned away. And again, carriers, they're good, but they're not that good this early on. Like that. Carriers, they really do spike up once they hit critical mass of units, of numbers. But here we only have 4 carriers, and Wayne has plenty of time to just recover, to drone, to capture his gases. Spire is now done. I believe there's 2. No, just 1. There's 1 Spire. Corruptor production has begun as well. Getting into those Corruptors. You can see Strange trying to get ready for Corruptors with Massive Void Ray. Void Ray, they're going to be a little bit more ideal against Corruptors. Are more ideal. So they hit a tank. And right now it's all on Strange to Turtle. Meanwhile, Wayne, he has free map control. He's just double expanding, getting a 5th base, a 6th expansion, getting ready to move in with those Corruptors. Strange just doesn't really have much left over. Strange is going to have to defend with 6 Void Rays. If he had maybe a couple of Archons, then sure, I would have faith. But no Archon supports. Just pure Sky Toss. Oh, gonna be zoned away. Be zoned away. More Void Rays are building up. Yeah, Corruptors, especially with Queen supports like Wayne, he should be able to break this expansion. Like there's no shot that the Strange can hold this. No shot. A nice force fields, okay. A nice start. Force fields, they zone away the Link Vein. Corruptors moving in. Here comes the Prismatic Alignment. Strange trying to make his stand. But alas, he does overextend. Yeah, brutal overextension. Void Ray goes down. Carrier's going to be going down as well. And again, with the help, with the support of the Queens, Wayne, he will take down every single Void Ray, every single carrier. GG gets called, and Wayne, he will fight back. He'll put a point on the board. We have a series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, we do have a series here. It was a rough start for Strange. Strange rushing into Sky Toss does require you to actually maintain an economy. He was knocked down, he was denied, losing the 3rd base real fast and real quick. And with that, the series continues. The comeback has begun. Let's go. The comeback has begun here. We're now getting into our next game, and we'll see if Strange reverts back to what he does best. He might. He might just revert back to what? To Glaive Adepts. Oh boy. Oh boy. So we are just waiting for certain updates here. Shameless to take down UD Soldier 2-1. UD Soldier taking some maps. Taking some maps off of Art and Shameless. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting to the next game. And spawning in the... Oh, here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner. We have the yellow Zerg player. The yellow Zerg player himself fighting back, putting a point on the board. And can we force the ace match? Can we go the distance? It is Wayne. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself, still leading the series, still 1 game away from becoming our champion, becoming our first finalist, I should say. It is Strange. As a reminder, the winner of this series will advance on to the grand finals. But they'll still have to play some more matches. As we do have Wayne going for his hatch block here on the low ground. Blocking the natural. Unlike what we saw previously, here Wayne should not be finishing the expansion. This hatchery is only to block, is only to force out a zealot and force some inefficiencies out of turn. Inefficiencies here out of Strange or Protoss. Behind this, going for an earlier gas, interesting. So a gas pool follow-up. Alright, pylon block. Yeah, the pylon block does force the unnatural natural out of Wayne, so it does force out some earlier tech. So just a little bit uncomfortable for both players. Zelda's forced out. Second Zelda's on the way. There's a cancellation. Again, no intention to ever let it finish. It was just designed to delay. Just delay the expansion. Tended gas steal. We're good to go. Now, from here, we could just double down and go for extra gateways and commit into one base all in. Outside of that, still trying to piece together where we're headed. There it is, Twilight Council opener once again, not going Stargates, okay. So we're expecting either Glaive Adepts or DTs, depending on whether or not we pull out or pull in. Well, where we're pulling. Oh, actually, Strange with the proxy instead, which means one base all in, no expansion, no natural whatsoever. I just noticed. My apologies. On top of that, there we go. Glaives are on the way. On top of that, no Robo. There's no need anymore. Robo is usually there for the War Prism to harass across, to reinforce across the map, but now we have the Gateway. Natural does hit the what is going to be hit. Ready, Zelda Adept. Chase it. No major damage. But it's not about that. It's about the fact that there's no expansion. Glaives are almost done. Just needs a little bit more time. Just a little bit more. And yeah, why not both? If you remember, I assumed it was going to be Glaives DTs. Was it in game 2? I think I just made that assumption in game 2, but instead it was Glaives into +1, into Immortal, into Colossus. Like, it was a crazy game on ley lines. But here it is going to be DTs plus Adepts. Now, do you see what I see? I see no Spore at the third, I see no Spore at the natural, and I see one Spore in the main. Okay, thank God it's repositioning. Oh, we see Adepts. The Spore is repositioning. Now, this Spore is going to be designed to protect the entrance to the main and also protect the natural, but the third base is forfeit. The third base, it's going to be killed. There's no saving the third. Now, if this Spore gets killed by these Adepts, then the DTs can just end the game. They can just end the game. No, they can end the game. Down goes, oh no, down goes one of the queens, does shade into the mineral line. Good positioning though, Lings, they do not get us around. It takes down another queen. GG gets called. We don't even get to see the DTs. Even without them, Strange, he will snowball out of control. He will claim the series 3-1, and he will advance on to the grand finals. GG. He was setting up the 1-2 punch, but he just needed the one. Just the one. But DC's warping in behind it, and even without them, we saw that the Adepts, they just caught Wayne with his pants down. They completely shut him down. Again, it was just a one-base all-in. This hit earlier than normal because there was no natural expansion. This was hyper-aggressive out of Strange, and once again, every single game that he won, Glaive Adepts in some way, shape, or form. The Adept, he does it again. Does again. GG, well played. With that, congratulations. Strange, he will advance on to the grand finals, and Wayne is going to be knocked down to the lower bracket instead. The question becomes, does he have an opponent? Let's find out. Ooh, let us find out, as that doesn't bode well. Do you see what I see? So Strange does advance on to the grand finals, 3-1 over Wayne. He's in those finals. Meanwhile, we have Wayne waiting for the winner of Shameless Series, who's waiting for the winner of Nick Ratch, who's waiting for the winner of Milky Cow and GG Machine. Are they still ongoing? Now, I was hoping that, bam, we would go into the Shameless Series. No, we'd just go into maybe even just Wayne's match and then bam into the grand finals, but the lower bracket is delayed and we have some downtime here. GG Machine and Milky Cow, they're going the distance. That's a long series, assuming that they're still facing off, and doesn't bode well.